Welcome to a mukbang with Val. I forgot my coffee. Anywho. So, cheers guys. Oh, that's hot. Side note before I begin. I had the intention of making my hair look all nice today and straightening it, maybe even curling it, I don't really know. But when I was like combing through my hair, there was like literally chunks of skin, like sorry, TMI. There was like chunks of skin falling off my scalp, and I realized it's because I burnt my scalp when I was out at the cabin last week. Literally, I just couldn't deal with how like the chunks were so big. Anyway, welcome to today's mukbang. So today I have some yummy looking donuts. These look amazing. I'm so excited to dive into these. And I really wanted gnocchi because I haven't had gnocchi in a while, and I know they now make like the gnocchi stuffed with cheese. So I wanted to buy that, but it was so expensive. And then I found this ravioli that was half off. How can I pass up on sale ravioli? That also sounds delicious. I don't know if you remember these in another mukbang of mine, but they have been in my freezer for literally months and months and months, so I'm finally going to get rid of them today. And I have two different types of ravioli. There is a sun-dried tomato and mozzarella, and then there is a spinach and ricotta. So those are the two flavors. Yeah, I'm gonna dive in and then we'll get into a little story. Okay, let's try this first. I don't know what this is called. It's a donut. Oh. Oh, that's so good. I just got this at the 14ers yesterday, so you can probably find it at your local grocery store easily. Okay, so I really was planning on telling you guys a boy story in the next mukbang. I know you guys like dating stories and all that stuff, and I promise that will be my next mukbang. But this just happened to me like 3 days ago. Sorry, I'm yelling. This just happened to me 3 days ago, so I really wanted to tell it while it is still fresh in my memory. And it like blew my mind how vulnerable I felt. So today I'm gonna tell you the story of how I was minutes from being defrauded from $5,000 of my money by, I'm pretty sure, a Bitcoin scam. So yeah, this will be an interesting one. Let's try this. I don't know which one this is. I think that was sun-dried tomato. I can't tell, but it's really good. That was spinach and ricotta. These are good. Oh, and then I topped it with Gouda cheese. We didn't have matzo, so Gouda, good enough. Okay, this happened to me on Monday. So on Monday, I had plans to go to my very first cello lesson. I found a person who teaches cello lessons, and I made an arrangement to start my first lesson Monday. It was at 3 o'clock, so at 2:30 I was printing off some forms that I needed for my cello lesson. So I'm printing forms for my cello lesson that I need to take with me, and I get a phone call from a Hamilton number. So of course I'm thinking, oh, okay, this is maybe my doctor, someone from school, like somebody's trying to get a hold of me from Hamilton, so of course I answer. And it was a voice message that said that, it was crazy, it said that there were like charges out, or charges being formed against me or something along those lines, and I needed to answer and press 1 to answer or something like that. I was like, oh my gosh, what the heck is this? And I Mind you, they're not due until September, but I haven't filed them yet. So I was under the impression that, oh my gosh, they caught me. They are going to they're going to get me on some sort of like money scam for not paying my taxes yet. I went into the bedroom and took my laptop, pressed one so that I could hear like what was going on, expecting it to be about my taxes. And I started going online trying to like file my taxes right then and there. But it was not about my taxes. It was some lady. But first of all, she gave me, it was an officer, Officer Eneko Jose. She gave me her name and she told me to write it down. So all this stuff I have on this paper, I wrote down because they needed me to be like super specific. So I wrote down her name, Eneko Jose, and her badge number. Can't remember which department she said she was from. I immediately thought she was like an actual police officer because she had given me her name and badge number. So I developed like this trust that what she was saying was real. She then proceeded to ask me if I'd been in Montreal recently, and I told her the last time I've been in Montreal was in 2019. It was like, I think March or something for a dance congress. She then told me that somebody had stolen my SIN number and my information to open up 25 bank accounts under my name. And immediately I was like terrified. And then she said that somebody going by my name had been involved in money laundering and using foreign bank accounts and drug trafficking charges. So they had charges out under my name for all of these things, which obviously I didn't do. And she was asking me if I had information on anybody who drug traffic, if I gave out my SIN number to anyone recently. And I told her the last time I used my SIN number was to apply to student loans like a month ago. And then this was like an extra like fuckery part. She asked me what my local police service was. And so I told her like Hamilton Police Service is the closest to me. There's one on like Rymel or something. She asked me the number for the police station so that she could forward the information to my local authorities and that they could like confirm with me that they would help me with this. I looked up the number for the Hamilton Police Services. In hindsight, obviously, like they would have just sent it to Hamilton Police Services without me giving them the number, but she forwarded the information to them, and then literally like 5 minutes later, maybe less, that number called me with like a different person on the line claiming to be from Hamilton Police Services. And they were saying the exact same thing that this lady was saying. Okay, we've received information from this person. It looks like 25 accounts have been opened up under your name and there is drug trafficking and money laundering going on under your name. This has been going on in the area, so if you are innocent, just please tell us you're innocent and we will try to help you. And so I was like, yes, I'm innocent. And then they proceeded to ask me like a series of questions. Like, how many accounts do you have? Which bank account do you actually bank with? Did you do this money laundering? Do you know anybody who would do this? Have you given your SIN number to anyone? Obviously I was like, no, I didn't give my bank account. I only have 2 accounts at Scotiabank and I have a student loan at TD. Then he told me in the past 35 days, 25 accounts have been opened up with the drug trafficking and money laundering. And he said some figure of like $2 million has been like illegally defrauded or illegally laundered in my name or something like that. And I was like shitting my pants. I now feel so stupid because obviously this was a fraud. At the time I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be in trouble. How the fuck am I gonna get out of this? Like, I thought this was fucking real. I was so scared. But I was, in my mind, I was very thankful too, because I'm like, okay, they think I'm innocent, they're gonna help me out. I know it'll be fine. I obviously didn't do any drug trafficking or money laundering, so it's gonna be okay. So then this guy proceeds to tell me that obviously he's gonna help me out. He tells me we need to open up new bank accounts and new bank accounts to safely secure my money. We're gonna eventually have to get a new SIN number, and that he's going to get me a litigation officer to help secure everything that is mine. I wrote all this down because I was like, oh my god, I'm scared. What if I miss a step? He said basically you're gonna have to follow a series of steps and just take it very seriously. If you don't take it very seriously, then we are gonna assume that you are not innocent and that you were trying to get away with something and all this stuff. So then he sends me back to this first person or second, I forget who he sent me to, but he sent me to another person, back to the person who I was talking to before, and said like, just don't worry, like we're gonna help you. You just need to like follow the steps that we're gonna, you know, outline for you and you'll be fine. We'll help secure your SIN number. You'll have to get a new one, but blah, 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 blah. And they were like, okay, first things first, we need to secure your money, so we're gonna have to go to the bank and take out most of your money. They were saying like, this person has access to your accounts, so you can't leave your money in there. I don't know why I didn't like question this. I'm like, why would I need to take out my money? But I was like, oh shit. They already knew that I had 2 accounts at Scotiabank, a checking and a savings. They asked me to go to the bank, and when I got to the bank, take out $5,000 out of my account to secure it safely. They were saying that the rest of the money that was in my account I could use as like a buffer until the money that I had was safe and secure back in my new account. So instead of going to my cello lesson, I run to the bank. I was like, okay, the bank is like 3 minutes away, I'm going. Didn't even tell Kyle where I was going. He thought I was going to my cello lesson, but I was actually going to Scotiabank. Oh God. They also told me not to tell anybody what was going on about this investigation. I was gonna tell Kyle anyway, but they told me like after the fact, I was gonna tell him. But they were like, you can't tell anyone because there is a high possibility that somebody actually stole your SIN number and sold it to somebody. So it could be your employer, it could be your boyfriend, it could be a close friend of yours, blah, blah, blah. In my mind, I'm like, okay, I can't tell any, like I felt so secretive about this little investigation that was going on under my name, and I couldn't really tell anybody about the SIN number being stolen because they were investigating it or something like that. I would have told Kyle anyway, like I said, but I didn't tell him where I was going just because I felt really hurried. So they told me, you need to go to the bank, and when you get there, like we'll be on hold with you, and when you get there, just let us know. We'll guide you through, let you know what to do. So I rushed to the fucking Scotiabank. And he tells me, okay, you need to take out this much out of your checking, this much out of your savings. Don't act suspicious. If the guy asks, don't mention anything about the investigation. Just make up something. The guy at the teller asked what I was using the money for. Why do I need $5,000 cash? And I told him, oh, like I'm getting a puppy. My best friend's getting a puppy in like 2 weeks. So I used her little story and I was like, okay, I'm getting a puppy, so I need cash right now. So I got the cash. I had to go to the bank teller and to the ATM because I only could take out 3,000 limit, so I had to take out 3,000 from him, 2,000 from my ATM. And then I get back in the car and I'm waiting for like further steps. What next? What next? So he says, okay, we're gonna put your money under a new something number. It's very secure. You're gonna be able to access it. Something along those lines. This is the address you need to go to now, and that's where you'll be able to secure your money and keep it. This is when I started to like really get fishy about it, because I was like, okay, why can't I just keep my money till I need it or till I have like a new SIN number or whatever and put it in my account? But I was like, okay, it goes to King Street, so I know there's some government agencies downtown on King Street, so maybe I'm just going to one of those. So I get to my destination, 270 King Street, and there is no government buildings or anything on that street or in that location. I'm like, okay, am I at the right location? Because this doesn't look right. This is right by my friend's house on Hess Street. Like, if there's a convenience store. I think that was the address he gave me, was a convenience store, the Busy Bee. But I told the guy, okay, I'm here, like, what am I supposed to be looking for? And he said, it is that Busy Bee. I was like, are you fucking serious? He told me that there's an ATM in there, and beside the ATM there is some sort of government machine, and these are being set up because of the coronavirus. You can't go to like a safer place. There's this blue machine right by the ATM, and it is to set up your new accounts and all this stuff under a secure address, something like that. I can't remember. I was like, okay. And that's what I asked him. I was like, why can't I just keep my cash and wait until this whole thing blows over and then, you know, have my cash on me to use? This is when I was like, okay, I don't know what's going on, but I don't think this is legal. He was saying something like, I can't remember what he said, but he said something about you need to prove your innocence. And so I was like, okay, obviously I'm innocent. I haven't been charged with anything, but I'll go in and see like what this machine is. So I'm on the line with him the whole time, and weirdly there was still like this worry in the back of my head that I wasn't supposed to like blow my cover. So I was like on the phone pretending to like look for things, trying to find this stupid machine. And I found the machine and it literally, on top of it, this is not a Canada Revenue Agency machine. Like, it had a theft fraud on it. It was a fucking Bitcoin machine. So this guy had sent me by phone, by text message, he'd sent me like one of those black square things, black and white square things where you like scan it and it sends you to a web address or something like that. And said that's where I'll guide you when you like get to the machine, but that's where you're gonna put your like funds. And I'm like, it literally has a fraud warning on it. You've got to be fucking serious. As I'm like talking to this guy, a worker from the Busy Bee comes up to me and just like, hang up, hang up, hang up, just hang up, just hang up. And I'm like, okay, so I hang up on the person. This is a scam. They've been sending people here at all times of the day, 3 a.m., 4 a.m. People have been coming into the store trying to use this machine. At this time, like so many emotions have already like gone over me. At first I was terrified that I was being investigated for some crime that I didn't commit. Then I'm trying to like redeem myself. And now I'm like, God, I feel so stupid. And that is when I went home to Kyle and told him everything. And he could not believe. He thought I was going to my cello lesson. And I come back telling him I almost gave $5,000 of my money to Bitcoin. He was scared for me because apparently my brain is not quite up there. Oh, I'm full. Anyway, needless to say, I could not believe how advanced these frauds were. Like, it just makes me scared that so many people actually did what I did and actually went into the Busy Bee. It wasn't until that point where I realized that it was a fraud. But anyway, I think that's all. I can't eat anymore. I'm so full. I can. I think that is gonna wrap up my mukbang. Please stay safe. Please protect your money. Also, I forgot, after I hung up on that dude, I called the actual Hamilton Police Services, which is crazy because it was the exact same number that called me. I called them and told them I think I'm being involved in a fraud, like this happened. And she basically just said like, yeah, obviously that is a scam. We would never ever demand money. If you were being charged for something, we wouldn't go about it on the phone and we wouldn't ever demand money right away. We would give you lenience with something like that. So I was like, that is gonna wrap up this video. Next mukbang will be a dating story, so look forward to that. Until then, stay safe guys, and I will see you next video.